go, here we go, here we go, here we go. It is Markets in the Morning. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is the Blockchain Backer, bringing you the latest cryptocurrency news and analysis. Welcome to Markets in the Morning. Today is Tuesday, May 28th, 2024. This is Markets in the Morning, where we take a look at the price action of the cryptocurrency market, including the Bitcoin price chart, along with the altcoin market as we get ready for the stock market to open up in 2 minutes. We'll take a peek over there at precious metals like gold and silver and the DXY, or the US dollar currency index, as we get this wonderful day started. We'll peek over there at the financial news. We'll take a peek over there at any type of crypto news, and then we'll hang out and goof off for the rest of the time. As this Markets in the Morning will be the last one for a little while. I'll be at Consensus this week, and then we're heading into the summertime. Markets in the Morning is going to turn into a once-a-week thing. It's going to be on Wednesdays during the summer. Keep the frog thing going halfway through the week, but we'll get a tremendous amount more videos during the summer. So today I will be in Austin, Texas, to get ready to learn all about all the happenings in crypto and see the state of where everything is at. I'm pretty excited about it. This is the thing that set me on my trajectory last year, going to Consensus. So I'm pumped. Let's get it going, man. So we'll dive into what's going on in markets today. We've got kind of a mixed board over here. You got Bitcoin down a little bit. You got Ethereum up a little bit. You got XRP kind of flat. A few coins in the green, most of them over there in the red. Bitcoin sitting up there at 68,350, kind of right there dancing around that 702 retracement of the range that it's been in now for 2.5 months. So since March 14th is when we peaked out over here, and now we've just been waddling around back and forth. Stock market set to open. Stock market was closed yesterday due to the holiday being Memorial Day. Dow looks like it's going to close to the down, or open to the downside. It's down 93 points. It's really kind of maintained about flat or down 30 points really for the last 24, 36 hours. But now as we're getting closer to opening, it's looking like it's going down. Boom, there we go. Market's just open. Dow down 95 points. S&P up 8 points. NASDAQ hasn't updated yet. It looks like it's going to be up about 40 points. And the Russell flat. So we've got kind of a flat opening throughout markets, except for the Dow, which is down another 100 points coming off of a really rough week last week. Metals will be up today. Silver up another 40 cents this morning, above $32. We'll see if that maintains. So getting back again near those highs that were set there a week or two ago. And crypto just waddling around. Our story hasn't changed over here for crypto, obviously, after hitting the 702 retracement level. Of course, we're all just in wonder, will this thing end up going into actual expansion, especially after all the exciting events that we had happen last week. What we have Donald Trump come out and pretty much build his platform of running for president on crypto and supporting crypto. We had the FIT21 bill pass. We finally had Congress come together on both sides of the aisle, bipartisan. We had the SEC flip-flop based on political pressures to approve the Ethereum ETF. So definitely a lot of excitement happening throughout crypto, but at the same time, needing that expansion. So we just haven't gotten it, obviously, as of yet. We've, of course, been watching these things creep along. Everything seems okay as of right now until signs show up of something different. But boy, there are so many parallels between now and what we're dealing with right now. And then that thing we just keep looking back to, what it was like back in January of 2021. We've talked about sorry, I hit the microphone. We've talked about the altcoin market peaking at the retracement levels, Bitcoin's on-chain activity, all those different things, extreme profit taking that took place here at these levels and stuff like that. And then all the weird parallels at the same time of retail behavior coming back in at the same points. And then there's just other things as well. But, that one thing, of course, was that one catalyst that sends everything absolutely YOLO to where people are cocky again, cocky and confident, right? Their confidence all definitely got waved in here. But it was this moment, of course, where I'm never selling. I'm in it for the long haul. I'm holding for forever. All that stuff dang, 20, Andy, geez. Okay. So yeah, we still sit here, but of course, coming off of just like an epic, like dopamine hit practically of news that happened last week. And, we've been, of course, in crypto, it's just ever since the beginning, this fight against Washington and being painted as the bad guys. And then the kind of the narrative shift that really happened last week, and especially just the pressures of it being a presidential election year, and the pressures that each side are facing to try to sway the voters who are single issue voters with crypto. So we'll see if that progresses anymore. We'll see if the SEC comes out and says anything more about the Ethereum ETF approvals that happened last week. They've been silent about it. They haven't said a word about it. Unlike Bitcoin, they had their full prepared remarks ready to go for that, but not for Ethereum for some reason. So all right, let's go ahead and dive in to see what's going on in markets today as we are now open with the stock market. You can see Bitcoin slight down at 68,162. It's down $1,000. Yesterday it had a quick little pop up and now it's pulled back down. Ethereum sitting up there at 38.93. As the U.S. stock market gets open right now, who are the winners? Who are the losers? You got GameStop popping back up 17%. Of course, it's only at $22. I think it got as high as 40 something. So not you fall 70 or 80% and then you pop up 20. It's really nothing. Nvidia, geez, look at that, $1,110. AMC popping along with Coinbase. Coinbase too is one of those things that got back to its retracement levels and still waddling around there as well, right? So here's the IPO, then here's the true plunge starting here in November of 2021, right? This is the peak of the cryptocurrency market, goes into the crash, back to a retracement level as well. So even Coinbase hasn't gone into expansion. So this is kind of one of those things to keep an eye on too. If this gave kind of a leading indicator or something like that, that may be a fascinating thing to pay attention to. But as of right now, it as well has not gone into expansion. This has been a retrace. This has been a retrace for Coinbase, right? All right. Looking over there at the NASDAQ's up 44 points. The S&P's up 9 points. The Russell's down 4. The Dow is down 112. Man, silver up 31 cents today. So silver sits at 31.95. Take a peek over there. Working out that range in here. Looking at gold at 23.60. Gold not holding up as strong as silver is over there, but still above $2,300 for gold. The DXY, or the US dollar currency index, has been pulling back down in here for the last week. So now sitting at 104.40. Still not taking out those lows over there. Just kind of hovering around in here. Nothing too much to say about the dollar in general. Really watching these indexes to see if these indexes are going to get themselves carried away. And that's going to kind of be the story here for the next couple of weeks, making sure nothing crazy comes out of here. So, all right, there you go. Bitcoin at 67,943. Hold on one second, guys. All right. Hi. You have a good day? Okay. Okay, sorry. My son came in here. My son had a dentist appointment today, and he just got back from it. So I don't know the news of what happened with that dentist appointment, but you guys have followed the kind of drama that occurred over there. But that, again, is one of those things with markets in the morning going forward. In the summer, I have kids home all day. So that's just kind of why it's a little bit more difficult right now. Here, let me see. Hey, thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. Okay, we got thumbs up from the dentist. That's a good thing. Okay, all right, there you go. 67,842 over there for Bitcoin. Still waddling around over here on the altcoin market. 38.70 there for Ethereum in there. Again, with Ethereum, it's the same thing. Like, this is the challenge we're in right now, right? We know that this market hasn't expanded yet. It's gotten back to retracement levels, and the question is the market going to expand? And then you look at things like Ethereum, and you got just the YOLO news in there too, but we haven't expanded here either. So we've gotten back to the 786 retracement, and then we take this whole range, and we've gotten above all retracements in this range, but this is the one that truly matters over here. Breaking, clearly convicted with conviction breaking 4,100. If we break 4,100, then that's probably a good sign for these guys over here, which is a good sign for everybody. And I know we all like to have our own magical narratives for our particular altcoins or even Bitcoin. I have an absolutely wonderful time making fun of Bitcoiners, but it's all one big trade, right? And right now, we're still just waiting on that moment to happen in there. And I get it. It sounds like a broken record. I even said a month ago, it's going to sound like a broken record happening in here. But that's because of the reality of where we're at. We're going to have to break these retracement levels and then break the bigger ones up above. Till then, we are like a broken record waiting for that moment to end up happening in here. And hopefully it comes sooner than later. Hopefully it's like 2021. We do all this stuff and then you get a narrative to come in that nobody saw coming and it caught everybody by surprise. It sure feels like we're getting warmed up. It sure feels like they're like preparing us and being like, hey, here it comes. Trump's going to run on a pro-crypto campaign, FIT21 bill passes, Ethereum ETF approval. Like it feels like we're getting warmed up, we're getting groomed for it, but we don't know what that main dish is just yet or what the entree is. We've just been continuously getting served a big variety of appetizers, and we would have to end up getting something to come... something that we wouldn't expect. And that's just what happened here. If you don't know, is that, Tesla added Bitcoin to the balance sheet. It was a vindication for the cryptocurrency market. Until then, we were just a bunch of degenerates playing in cryptocurrencies. But then validation to the market came with a major company adding Bitcoin to the actual balance sheet and maintaining it, swapping cash for magical internet money. And geez, Andy, or not Andy, that was Pat. Thank you very much. So, that's where we're at. Again, nothing about the story has changed, and we still just continue to wait in here. The interesting thing, of course, we talked about this yesterday. We brought this chart up many times in the past, just from a time perspective. Tomorrow marks the exact number of days it was for the Dogecoin bear market of 2018 through 2021. When the event showed up and when the retail craziness happened, right? All the same things happened ahead of time of where, Bitcoin went roaring, on-chain indicators flashed, GameStop happened, right? All those events happened first, and then surprise showed up in here. And that would be tomorrow, marks the exact number of days. So if something happens tomorrow, which I'm not predicting it because that would require that I actually get into my time machine and do that. But if something happens tomorrow, question everything about your life. Nothing is real. If something happens tomorrow and we see something crazy show up, that is a news catalyst of epic proportions happen tomorrow. Tomorrow, of course, is the first day of consensus. I doubt there's going to be something happening at that. But, keep your eyes peeled for it. And so otherwise, we just kind of keep humming on along, waiting for things to progress, waiting to see if we're going to get expansion. Meanwhile, stock market down 120 for the Dow, up 30 for the NASDAQ, up 7 for the S&P, and down 9 for the Russell. Mostly red out there in the stock market, excluding GameStop, NVIDIA. And NVIDIA holding up the whole stock market in general, just unreal. Metals, again, you got silver and gold up quite a bit. Silver's pulling back a little bit now that the market actually is open. It's up only 20 cents, whereas gold is up $7, dollar down to 104.43. But that's where you sit right now. So still continuing to hum along. Nothing's changed. We've really stared at this whole thing for about a month and a half. Until then, it still just continues to look the exact same. And we'll see if things progress any further in the coming days and weeks. And hopefully days. That would be nice. All right, let's move on over to news. Activist Elliott takes a $2.5 billion stake in Texas Instruments and urges it to improve free cash flow. I know literally nothing about Texas Instruments except the TI-83 Plus calculator. Do they do anything more than that? Are they still just slanging 83 plus, 84 plus calculators? Oh, all right, good for them, whatever they're doing. GameStop shares rise 26% in pre-market trading after $933 million stock sale. T-Mobile to acquire most of U.S. Cellular in $4.4 billion deal. OpenAI creates oversight team with Sam Altman on board. It begins training new model. Fed's Kashkari wants to see many more months of positive inflation data before a rate cut. Yeah, well, you're not going to get it. McDonald's might never expand Costco MCs, but the spinoff could still pay dividends. We've talked about that. This last month, I think, was the best chance to try to reduce CPI. The next 3 months will be very, very difficult to be able to do it. Either way, in the last 25 years, show me examples of bullish rate cuts. And so you may change what you're thinking. All right, Mt. Gox transfers $9 billion of Bitcoin to a single address as part of repayment plans. Now, I was looking around on Twitter. I think they actually did this last year as well. I think it actually happened with the exact same amount of Bitcoin, 107,500. I think it happened... right around here. I think I saw somebody post it. Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to try to find it. Hold on. There it is. No, I don't see it. I'll have to try to find it, but I believe they did the exact same thing back in May or June of last year of the exact same amount, 107,500. So we'll keep an eye on that, see if anything develops from that. First Movers Americas, Bitcoin falls below 68K after a $9 billion Mt. Gox transfer. The latest price moves in crypto markets in context from May 28th, 2024. There you go. Bitcoin and Ethereum ETF markets expected to grow to $450 billion. Bernstein, Hong Kong will inspect offices of crypto platforms as important compliance deadline looms. The unintended consequences of FIT21's crypto market structure bill. 3 questions about the SEC's abrupt Ethereum ETF. This is all opinion pieces here by the authors here. Opinion pieces, of course, these are all probably paid, is what I think of opinion. Opinion means we got paid to write that. I don't know that to be true. I don't know that to be true. Meme coins dominate. I'm just joking. I don't know. I don't know how you'd get paid to write something about FIT21 or the Ethereum thing. But man, if you go on Twitter, it is just like Cope City from Bitcoiners on the Ethereum ETFs and the flip of Michael Saylor no longer believing it is Bitcoin only anymore. I think that's a big thing to pay attention to. Michael Saylor, I the core base, right? Michael Saylor showed up in late 2020. Michael Saylor is not somebody who is here in Bitcoin as like some old school OG. And it's real funny to see all the OGs following Michael Saylor, because Michael Saylor's not an OG. He wasn't here in 2018, 2019. He wasn't here through the COVID-19 crash. He showed up way later. But he has somehow become the rallier of Bitcoiners. And now their whole narrative has just flipped upside down on itself, as Michael Saylor does believe. Dude, and he rattled off everything. He knew it. DeFi, NFTs. He's like, there's a place for all of this stuff. So I do believe it will be more than just Bitcoin. So that's a big narrative shift for Bitcoiners. So come on over to altcoins. You are welcome here. But you have to pay a little bit of a higher price for them. Okay. Let's just start over here. Meme coins dominate crypto open interest charts, taking 4 out of the top 10 spots. Bitcoin price preps most parabolic phase. 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. Well, just for reference, this was not incredibly parabolic in here. And that was the end. But, we'll see if it even gets it. Bots, airdrops push Ronin to number 2 blockchain for daily users, not Pixel fans. Telegram's Pavel Durov is wrong about Signal and has been for years. Caitlyn Jenner joins Rich the Kid, alleging they were scammed. Dude, This thing is just the most bizarre stuff I've ever seen. Whatever the heck is going on with this weirdness. And here's what's even weirder about it. What doesn't make any sense. And like, I don't want to get into it because I don't own any of this token. I can't touch this thing. It's just totally bizarro land to me on the scammy aspect of it. First of all, it smells like a scam. And then they're saying it smelled like a scam from the very beginning. And then they're like, oh no, we got scammed. Like, well, I don't know about that. First of all, it doesn't make any logical sense to me for Caitlyn Jenner to be promoting a coin, to be launching and promoting her own token when Kim Kardashian, part of the family, dealt with the SEC like a year ago. Gary Gensler has used that as his like platform of success. We've been so successful because we sued Kim Kardashian and she paid us a fine. And then you're telling me, really, Caitlyn Jenner is launching a token and running around on Twitter shilling the token? Either it's not Caitlyn Jenner, or this is a psyop by the government that is going to be used after all the losses they took last week, where you got Trump coming out saying he's pro-crypto, the FIT 21 bill passing, being forced to have to approve the ETF. How do you come back from that? How do you change things up? How do you create a new narrative? You're going to get a bunch of people rug pulled on a coin and then use that as your story to push out to everyone to say, see, this is why crypto is bad. This is why we have to protect people. It smells. We'll see what comes of it, but it smells, but it makes absolutely no sense if you just logically think about it. Kim Kardashian got sued and paid, and then Caitlyn Jenner's over there promoting a coin. That makes no sense at all. I don't know. We're done. EU Commissioner urged to prepare for blockchain and AI integration. Bitcoin price, and then we just get back into boring news reading. EU Commission urged to prepare for blockchain and AI integration. Bitcoin price preps most parabolic phase. 5 things to know in Bitcoin this week. Grayscale Ethereum ETF could bleed $110 million daily in the first month. Cristiano Ronaldo unveils 4th NFT collection with Binance Despite the $1 billion lawsuit. Bitcoin dips 2% as Mt. Gox wallets move over $7 billion to an unknown wallet. All right. I think that's the news. Wait, did I get here? Yeah, we got that boring stuff. Okay, so what's going on? There's some movement over there on the Mt. Gox wall. So I've been around here quite a while. So the Mt. Gox hack took place a long time ago, many years ago. And then they've been trying to get their money back. I think it was like Bitcoin was like $250 a piece back then. And so they've been trying to get their Bitcoins back. And it's always some new fear headline comes out that, hey, they're about to get it. I don't know when they're going to end up getting it, but I've seen it so many times. And even you, if you have been here for the last 3 years, you've seen it 3 or 4 times where it's like, oh no, the Mt. Gox thing is happening. Will it one day? Probably. I don't know. Probably. Is it now? I don't know. Kind of like the ETF thing. I watched the ETF thing for 6 years. 6 years. And then it finally happened. Finally. And then the price stopped going up. All right. As for Fed funds rate. Come on. Come on. All right, what did it say a second ago? We'll talk about it. It said 99% probability that we are going to be paused come June 12th. Fortunately, here's the cool thing about these is these do land on Wednesdays. So we will have the markets in the mornings on Wednesdays, and then we'll double down on it with the Fed stream still. We'll still continue to do that. That'll be on June 12th. Probability is looking ahead. 57% chance that we have one rate cut in September. And that is how many months away? 4 months away. Those odds will change drastically. So anyway, there you go. $67,800 for Bitcoin. And that's just kind of what we're sitting at here this fine Tuesday morning. Nothing truly to talk about unless we get some catalyst news or some big breakdown. But as of right here, we all sit back, wait, and see if we can get an expansion to come out of the market after slamming those retracement levels. And can we work our way out of here? Until then, we continue the big fat wait. As for me, I'll be heading to consensus and seeing what's going on in the world of crypto. And dude, could you imagine if they let me on stage at consensus? They would never do it. Fortunately, the very kind people over there at the Gold Coast event in Australia allowed me on stage to deliver it. But could you imagine, like, Michael Saylor goes on stage and he's like,
"We are a bunch of cyber hornets producing bitcoins, and we are going to take over the world with our Bitcoin."
And then, and then I come on there and I'm just like, "Oh, come on, don't do this to me." It's all one big trade. It's a bunch of baloney. It's all one big trade. There's 108 slides I have to show you how it's all one big trade. Block reward halving means nothing. But that doesn't fit the narrative, so they won't let me on stage. Meh. All right. All right. I think that's it for today when it comes to things that are going on in the markets. Bitcoin sits up here at 67K. Again, this is our first trading day of the week after a 3-day weekend for the United States stock market. We'll see if anything comes out, any more information from the SEC in regards to the ETFs for Ethereum that'll be launched in the next couple of weeks or months or whatnot. What's the timetable on stuff like that to end up happening? Be careful out there with the celebrity stuff. It's super weird, super slimy. That whole Jenner thing. The Jenner account even promoted another token yesterday, and then the price of Jenner collapsed on itself. And then the Jenner account deleted the tweet and then reposted the tweet with the word ad, and then deleted that one and said, "Sorry, that was just an ad." But I actually screenshotted the first one, and the first one was like, "I'm an early investor in this." But careful of celebrities. This reminds me of 2021 when all the D-list celebrities came out, and it was a good sign, man. I mean, if you look back on it, like, that's the thing that you do look for, but just be careful with that stuff. So, okay. That's it. That's what you got going on. You got the market just kind of stalled out here. So let's go ahead and hop into the chat. You guys were crazy with the memberships before the stream even started. Hey guys, if you haven't liked the video, please like the video. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. I do put out videos. I know I haven't been very many lately. There's just been a lot going on here. But this will become a primarily video YouTube channel, at least during the summer months right now. So please subscribe to the channel. Of course, smash the like button. Andy Philpott had gifted 5 BCB memberships before the stream even started. Muzzello, and thank you, Andy, of course, man, every day. Thank you, man. Muzzello, BCB, what's brewing in the new newsletter? I actually spent 2 hours working on it, just writing away before I had to put it away to get ready for the live stream. But yeah, you'll see. You'll see in 3 days. And thank you very much, member, for 3 months, man. Andy Philpott then had gifted 20 memberships. Thank you very much. And I think, so what I decided is we're going to do the members only live stream from Austin. So we'll do that in the next day or two, and we'll do that from Austin. Pat gifted 20 BCB memberships after Andy had gifted 20, and that was amazing, man. Thank you very much, guys. The two of you, thank you very much. Ryan Rendon said the number one way to support the channel is to hit the like button, and that is the truth. That is the truth. Some of you guys hit the like button before a video even starts. You hit it before the live stream even starts. And I want to say thank you to those who do that. You go out of your way to do that, and I appreciate that. John DeGene, member for 32 months, says, what you do differently from other YouTubes is you don't just pretend to know things you don't know. You call it as you see it, and we thank you for it. John, thank you very much, man. 32 months, man, and the kind words. Thank you. Pat, you retracted your message, whatever that was. Pat had gifted 5 memberships, and then he sent a super chat, but then retracted his message. Oh, there we go. Here he goes again. Thank you, man. Here we go. All right, here we go. We got a bunch of Australian talking here, just so you know. This is normal Australian. Hey, big fella. Saw a bloke walking down the street today wearing one of your t-shirts. I tooted and waved at him and yelled out the window, hey, everybody. And he gave me a fist pump in the air. Made it over in Australia. No way. Pat, first of all, I've hung out with Pat a lot. I've hung out with Pat here in the United States, and I've hung out with Pat a lot over there in Australia. Pat even gave me a ride from the airport. And so I love Pat. Pat, I'm calling you a liar. There is no way someone in Australia was just walking around with a BCB shirt on. No way. One, I don't even think Teespring ships to Australia. Or does it? Pat, how did you get your shirt? How did you get yours? Wait, you live in Australia and you have shirts. That's insane. True story. What? That's crazy. Okay, there have only been 2 or 3 pairs of the blockchain backer leggings that were ever sold before they became highly collector's editions and were no longer available to sell. If anybody ever gets a picture of somebody in those, man, I'll be scared to look because they are very see-through. Yeah, leggings. Yeah, on the merch. We used to have leggings on there. We bought some just to see, because I bought almost all the merch so I could see what it looks like to see, do I want this on the store or not? And all of it was cool, except the leggings, you could see right through it. Pat says, I promise you, mate, this isn't a joke. It does ship over here. That's crazy, man. That is crazy. Well, okay, Pat, thanks, man. Well, now I know Australians can get it. Ryan Rendon says, my lady has a pair. Ryan, you were one of the few that got them. Did you get the ones with the X, or did you get one with the blockchain backer on it? Because the arrow points to a very interesting spot. The X, yes. Yeah, okay, you got the X. See, that's the problem, right? That was the interesting thing about having the blockchain backer women's leggings. It's like 95% of the audience is bros. Go into the merch site, buying your lady some leggings, and having the blockchain backer on your leggings. It just wasn't a high selling item. But Pat, thanks, man. Thanks, yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, see-through leggings with another dude on them was sus. Okay. Yeah, you can't have BCP's face on your wife's legs. It's a no-go. All right, I don't know what we're doing here. We're just kind of goofing off at this point. We've covered the news. I mean, there was some movement with Mt. Gox stuff that always freaks people out whenever that happens. That same thing did happen, I believe, last summer or last spring. In the exact same amount, 107,500 Bitcoins. We're sitting up here chilling, waiting to see if we can get a catalyst to get our way out of here. Of course, we're coming off of an intense week of excitement throughout markets, but waiting for hopefully a surprise to come. And for reference point, There was nothing really happening throughout all here until boom, the surprise release of Tesla, and that was the thing that got it going back in 2021. And then that is when Laser Eyes started. Just if you guys would like to have an idea of where did Laser Eyes begin, where did all of these super loyal new coming Bitcoin hodlers show up at? Here. All right, in here. There was no Laser Eyes back here. Oh boy, markets tend to rhyme, man. I would not be surprised if it's cool to be Laser Eyes again one day. Oh, there you go. Oscar Hernandez in there posting the link for the merch site. Yeah, there's a link in the description of this live stream as well. And thank you, Oscar. You can be that dude that somebody honks at you going down the street, pumps his fist, and says, "Hey," if you're just walking down the street. Mr. Bastian says, "Do you know which video you talk about your slides and presentation?" Yeah, it's my most recent one that's 40-something minutes long. It's probably like 5 videos ago. No, it's 12 videos ago. Advancing ahead on XRP price chart, timing with Bitcoin, altcoin, and XRP cycle. So this one right here. This is the one. I'm going to click on this thing.
Okay, Tom, this is the hearse.
You look over here to April of 2021. What happens, right? Boom. You know how weird it is? Like, you know how when you listen to your own voice and you're like, ugh, that's what I sound like? I have to do that every day. Yeah, no, but in that video, yeah, that is the video, right? And I go through a lot of the slides in there. I think I go through maybe 70 or 80 of the slides from the presentation. So this is all just data, right? And definitely a video completely worth watching if you haven't yet. Advancing ahead on XRP price chart, timing with Bitcoin, altcoin, and XRP cycle behavior presentation. Yeah. And I think in that one, I did very, very little editing, and you guys gave a lot of positive feedback on that. All right, chat's gone wild. All right, I'll just kind of give you an update on what's going on, guys. So, obviously, I'm going to be off of YouTube for the next 3 days. Maybe that's my plan. I mean, like, I'm bringing equipment and stuff like that. I just never know, like, if I truly can or can't, and don't want to make that big commitment in case something comes up. I think last time I hauled a bunch of equipment there. This time I'm bringing some. But we'll end up seeing what we can and can't do while we're there. And hopefully we walk away with a lot of info in this. So last time I only sat through what was the price of crypto back then, right? I mean, we were in the slammer back then, right? It was right in here. I remember it was all this volatility happening right in here. So it was like the first week of May in 2023. Or was it the second one? I don't know. It was somewhere in here. Obviously, we've come a long ways. We've come a long ways since then. So hopefully there's a lot more going on, a lot more to talk about, and not that like depressed vibe of,
Hey, we're going to talk about legislation.
I do just get kind of tired of talking about legislation so much. I get it. It's super important. I do get it. Like, I get it. But, you know, when you know, it is what it is. So that's going to be what I'm at. I'm going to be doing the consensus thing. Again, like for people who are there, it's always an honor to meet you. Don't be shy to say what's up. You know, whenever I meet somebody, I try to give them my full attention. And you know, I know it's like a cool moment. So I don't want you to ever feel that I am brushing you off in any way. I want to give you my full attention. And please feel free to say what's up. And people are, hey, I feel really bad. Can I take a picture? I'm like, nah, dude, let's take a picture. It's awesome, man. So I'm looking forward to that. But I'm looking forward to gaining knowledge too. It's been fun to kind of get way more into a lot of the other topics of crypto here in this last year as well. While you're watching paint dry, you know, a lot of this is we're just watching paint dry all day. Got to have something else to kind of fill your head up with a little bit. And it's been real fun to kind of get a more under the hood look at the rest of the cryptocurrency market and how it's working. So that's what is exciting about this. And if I get anything really good, of course, I come back and share that with you guys. And that's really a lot of the development stuff that I've shared with you over the last year is what was learned there. And developer report, man, they've taken off. So they're like the opening act now over there at Consensus. They'll be tomorrow morning, I think. Right? Yeah. Okay. So on that note, guys, Oscar gifted a BCB membership. The next stream will be a member stream. I'll keep you guys updated in the community tab on that. Otherwise, we'll be back on Monday with videos. Keep your eyes out for a newsletter posted in the next few days. The most recent one in there is diving into all the on-chain signatures that are happening there in crypto to paint a picture. You know, you got a lot of narratives out there. And again, that's what a lot of this stuff is. You can believe the fantasies that you want, or you can follow the data. You know, if you remember in March, it was a very weird time for me on this channel to be concerned and worried when you hadn't gotten that from me for 2 years to be like that. There was a reason in there, and it's because there's a lot of funky narratives that get followed. And you know, you can have the data and follow the data. Or dude, I saw somebody post this too. You know, most people, they just come on here and they just want the simplest thing. They don't want to have to use their brain. Tell me what meme coin to buy. I'm going to buy it. Let's get rich. And that's it. I don't want to have to do any effort. But that does not tend to pan out. You tend to have to do a little bit of the legwork yourself. But when it comes to at least getting all the data and trying to present it in a digestible way, it's what I try to do here on the YouTube channel. That's what I try to do here in the newsletter. So you could check that out over there, blockchainbacker.substack.com, get a better clue of where Bitcoin truly is and the market truly is. Check out bcbacker.com for all of your just glorious video needs. 40 videos and 11 hours of content over here. And otherwise, I'll try to be active over there on Twitter on my travels. This is the last crypto event for me of the spring. I'm excited because it's fun, but it's been a lot of traveling lately. It's been a lot of traveling lately. You know what I think added to it the most was just going to Australia. Yeah, when it takes 36 hours to get there and 36 hours to get back, you're kind of like, you know what? I think I'm traveled out. I think I'm dead. I think I'm dead. But I'm not. Fortunately, this one's here in the United States, and it'll be pretty chill. So I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and then keep an eye over there on Twitter, and members will catch in with you here in the next day or two. Otherwise, catalysts, right? We'll see if a catalyst can show up to shoot this thing out of here. It's what we'll be keeping our eyes peeled for. And then till then, it's just kind of sitting around, waiting, twiddling our thumbs, looking for something to emerge. And I think that's really just what we see in all of this: sitting around, twiddling our thumbs, waiting for something to emerge while we're in here right now. Otherwise, we'll check in with you in the next couple of days, and I'll be active over there on Twitter with my travels. If you are in Austin, Texas, if you are at the show, don't be shy. Say what's up, and have a wonderful week, everybody. Steven says, I'm doing my emotional log today. I'm interested to know your lessons learned over the last year. From emotions? Emotions in the last year? I don't think I have any emotion. I think I'm pretty in tune still on just having my emotions the opposite of the market. Right? Like when the market was euphoric in here, this was where I was scared. This is where I'm tweeting, worries. This is where I'm only putting out like a video or two. And it's just saying I'm not comfortable. But what was the opposite? Retail euphoria was in play. Extreme risk taking, irrational exuberance. And we were talking all about it in the middle of it. Like we've got irrational exuberance, extreme risk taking, meme coin mania, chastising of bears, painting bears as the enemy. And that didn't happen throughout all of this, right? It only happened here. And so I don't think I'm really in tune with the crowd when it comes to emotions, right? Which is what you want. You want to eventually be that way. Like when you gather into the crowd and that you guys are all teammates on Twitter and you're corralling each other, handshaking each other on Twitter and stuff like that, and everybody's handshaking and everybody's doing all that stuff. And like I said, we'd all be holding hands singing Kumbaya. You guys, anybody ever remember me talking about that? You get back here, everybody's going to be holding hands singing Kumbaya. We talked about that all throughout here, right? And you get there and they're doing it, you get worried, right? So I don't know if like emotionally there were any real lessons learned. Like normally for a normal person, this would have been the ultimate fear. Remember when we were having that liquidation happen? That would have been ultimate fear. Like that, right? Because up here, everybody's leverage longing altcoins. Remember that? Like it's just all over Twitter, constant leverage longing altcoins, Ethereum going to moon, Hedera hash graph going to moon, leverage long it, and then boom, right? And so when we got here, I was not emotionally scared. And we had tweeted about it the day before. The markets in the morning put out that Friday before that ended up happening. I went on like a 10-minute rant at the end of it, saying that all your content creators are now going to start selling you the idea of being bearish at the bottom. While they've all told you to be bulls up here. And then we get down here and I buy. And so I just think I'm emotionally, the problem is like, if my situation is very different from everybody else's situation, just being in this position that I'm in, that, you're always going to be chastised as the enemy because you're doing things on the opposite way. They're all going to become bears down here. They're going to sell into their fear, and because they think the prices are going to go lower. But then if you become a bull here, it's the opposite of what they believe because they got scared and they sold, and now they want prices to go down more so they can make up for the loss they took there. But if it falls down, then they get more coins for their amount. And so if it runs away from them, right, that's bad. And like if prices are up and you're telling them it's going to go down, you're a really bad human being. So it's still a work in finding that balance of it. And I shared that tweet a couple of weeks ago about how, like, when you are telling people that prices are stalled out, that you're pretty much killing their dream. You're telling them that their dream is done. And so people don't want to, they think you're a bad person if you're going to tell them that their dream is done. And so it's a really difficult way to figure out how to communicate that without, like, being that person. It's really difficult. So I don't know. You know, and then just from a perspective that we're in right now, we're in such a difficult spot in regards to not being in expansion and, you know, being technically still being in a retrace of this fall happening in here. When to, like, remove the caution, right? Because, you know, it's just a cautious creep up, right? And then finding that moment to emotionally flip and lay down the worry, or to say, oh no, S is bad, right? And that's kind of where we're at as we continue to creep up through here, once we can kind of creep through a few levels. So I'd say emotionally where I am at right now, optimistic on the recovery coming in, but still, like, knowing where we are, right? Like, there's still that part that kind of sits inside of you saying, you know, it hasn't gotten through here, so I can't, like, turn on the no worry, right? You can't turn on the no worry yet. Down here is not the time to be like, I'm selling, I'm worried. It's always, of course, you get back to retracements, and it's where you're kind of like, all right, kind of worrisome. Can we get through? I mean, it's just like the intro of the YouTube channel, right? The character gets back to the 702 retracement. He's like, but what happens? He gets through, and off and away it goes, right? But as you can see, why is there the worry there? Because of what can happen at it. And so when you get back to them, it's always that worry. And then it's once you can get through and go through into expansion, that goes away for me. But I don't think there's been anything out of tune emotionally that's happened for me in the last year. You got to remember, you know, during the whole thing at the bottom, we got the whole thing, right? I let go of my Bitcoin here. No regrets. I didn't want Bitcoin. I'm not a Bitcoin enthusiast. But being bull through here where everybody screamed at me, and I got stalkers. I got one guy who's like, I don't want to say borderline crazy, like full blown crazy. He's not borderline. He's full blown nuts. And the whole thing goes all the way up, and he's just on my Twitter every day. And, like, even with that, when you have people coming at you constantly and attacking you constantly throughout all of this stuff, and you remain true to it for a rise, and then when we get here, it's the first time you guys witnessed it through the whole thing emotionally. You watched me, bull. We're okay. This is sign of strength. Bull. It's okay. It's sign of strength on top of the last point of support. Bull. Okay, shoot, I'm scared. Right? So, like, that, if you go relive through the last 2 years, I don't think emotionally I've been off tune. So now, can we get to expansion? Because the euphoria of me, where I become like, oh my gosh, here we go. Right there. But as long as we're below it, right, that's a perfect freaking nail. So we got to get through. Okay. Dave's guy, welcome as a backer. And Ian, welcome. Okay, that's it. We're wrapping it up. Check out the newsletter. Check out bcbacker.com for content for me for the next couple of days while I'm at Consensus. If you are there, say hello. I'd love to meet you. Yesterday, I did make a brisket in 5 hours. No pictures and videos of that one, you guys. But all right, I'm done. We've been rambling long enough. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to thank you so much for watching. If you could, please like the live stream. Please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can be notified of when I create new content and when I go live. As always, this is not investment advice and I am not a financial advisor, but if you ever need a pick-me-up or a little bit of reassurance, just remember that the blockchain backers got your back. Have a good one.